So we spent over 4 hours this afternoon trying to put together a deck with the new Grace keyword and Royal Inspiration Leader. Honestly, I gotta say, I was expecting it to be very strong, and I was pretty disappointed when it felt very weak in comparison to a lot of the other archetypes out right now. Now, we tried several different versions, and there's so many different versions we tried that it's easier just to put a link in the description to the stream VOD so you could see for yourself by skimming through it. But like at one point we had Amphibious, we had Thinning with Knickers, we had Mushy Truffle at one point. To kind of go through it here, Meave was a consideration. We've got like the Golden Necker variants. Like there were tons of different things we did, and a Stranger. But it just came down to a few common problems. It felt pretty clunky, it felt pretty slow, it didn't have enough control. So I felt like with those versions there was too much going on. With this one here we can simple it down and just kind of stick to what we're looking to do. And that's get a few knights on the board and get them to have Grace. Simple enough, right? So I wanted to put back in cards like Century Knight that I recently took out just because we need more Grace tags. I have the Knight Errants that are pretty big carriers when used correctly, and then we have Redanian Knights, Vanagrift, and Reynard for the Grace as well. So I think that playing around that's enough. Playing into things that can help make it happen, like Tactical Advantage is good, Dandelion's helpful, right? We have Vial of Forbidden Knowledge that could either be a thin or just a helpful tool, right? We're getting it boost by 8 technically. And what I like about this card here is that it has Vitality over 4 turns, so we can sort of manipulate when we want Grace to kick in, which is quite useful for some of those cards that are like Grace 12s and stuff. So I like it for that reason. Mad Shard is another way to help get what we need to get, right? And of course, Squire is pretty interesting in the form of either carryover or just starting something off with a bit of a boost to get it closer to Grace. So that felt really nice. The Damsel in Distress is the scenario that's new to the game, right? Look at this one here. So it progresses whenever we play a knight. Prologue, summon a Bronze Knight from our deck to the row. Chapter 1, whenever an allied unit triggers Grace, boost its adjacent units by 2. Chapter 2, spawn and play Mad Charge. Okay? So we need enough cards that have Grace, otherwise this won't get the payoff that we're looking for, which is why I've put the maximum amount that I felt were necessary. And I'm going to go through it one more time because some people are probably going to ask. I didn't think that Maiden Shield was worth 9 provisions, it was being answered too frequently. Okay, so I felt like for this price there are other texts and things that we could put in that are just a bit better. And I felt like Windhelm was a bit clunky when used in conjunction with this leader compared to something like Shield Wall, because oftentimes it will be pinged, and then, you know, it's a power struggle of getting the Grace back up when we have so many other things I'd like to do that with. So that's pretty much it here. Anna Stranger is one of those things, but we honestly have 2 knights that just play a little bit better for the provisions in doing the same thing. Okay, and I felt like this was just getting answered too frequently. It's a good card, but it requires some setup. We don't go super wide. We have 18 units. It's not like we're running 23 units or something. So again, Anna didn't make the cut in this case. But that's the scenario here. It plays for a ton of points. We can use it to push a round 1. We can use it to play over a long round 3. You know, it's pretty good. Like, even if we're being bled in round 2, we have to spend scenario. Usually we don't lose card if we have Vanagrift out in round 1, so it's not bad at all, right? Oneromancy was the choice here instead of Amphibious. The reason why is because I have a lot of cards that can't be tutored from Amphibious, and a lot of the cards that can be tutored from Amphibious are not really going to be benefiting us with Amphibious Assault, because Amphibious Assault's going to trigger Grace. So I think devs did this on purpose to promote not having Amphibious as an auto include within the faction. So examples of like this one here and this one here, these are 2 cards that are not very good to tutor off Amphibious anymore. So really that's not great. With the Squire, it's probably something we're going to tutor off our scenario. So it doesn't make sense to have this in there for that if we're taking it out already. And then Royal Guard, I mean, I can live without it, right? a little bit of a boosted Royal Guard. It didn't seem like it was worth the 14 provisions that we have here. When Oneiromancy just guarantees our scenario, our Karathi, Gerhard, Iroquois, Prince Onseus, Dandelion, you know what I mean? Like, well, this is amphibious too, but anything 10 plus, essentially, and anything including specials would be fine off the Oneiromancy. So that's that. We have Gerhard. Couple good things with this card here, okay? So Zeal, Patience, Order, create and play a 4 provision spell. So very flexible card, and this is kind of just the idea I had with this card. Either we can hit Grace ASAP with Pact, or we can go and basically replay a bronze. Let's say if we wanted to go and greed out putting down another Squire and getting another engine made out of it and another boost by 2, that's fine if we have space and time. We can go with something like this, boost an ally by 5, bronze, reset order. That's perfect for Squire as well at 5. We can go even up to a 5 provision here and take a damage to remove an engine, right? We can go and we can transform an artifact. A lot of decks right now are running double scenario. So if we take Barification on one and we take Heatwave on the other, we've just answered 30 provisions with 15. Literally, right? 10 and 5 answers 30. I think that's like something I'd be willing to do. And, you know, we can go for Artifact Compression. Like, there's tons of different great cards that are in the 4 to 6 range that work so well with this deck that I'm starting to think that Gerhardt's like auto-include in this archetype. Okay, so there's that. Heatwave, of course, banished the scenario. It is patch week. They did release 6 new scenarios to the game, so it makes sense to try and remove them when you can. If you don't have a scenario to target, you can go for a really powerful unit and get rid of it that way. I noticed that most of the decks that I was playing against over the last couple days have been the new Renfrey card, and I was getting pretty frustrated because this deck felt like it could not win against Renfrey no matter what. So I put Iroquois in the deck, and what I like about Iroquois so much here is if I play this card on melee, we're probably going to get the Renfrey, right? Look at all the top end cards here. Like, if you look at what people are actually playing, well, we can't see it from here, but I'll go back and do it for you guys. So 11 plus, we look at units, okay? Shiuno's unlikely. Kelly, I haven't seen much Kelly, but look, Fukusha, big potential to brick. Renfrey, you know, there's a lot of things that have deploys. Regis, if you're running into vampires. Hensel, this would be horrible. Terra Nova is good. This would be actually pretty good to pull, right? So there's a lot of good things if we do miss Renfrey to pull with the Iroquois, and I think I'm willing to take the chance because what Iroquois pulls for me would be Gerhardt, which does not have a deploy, which would be Onseus, which has an order. We don't get Zeal with it, which is the only thing that isn't perfect. But again, you can manipulate that by having this card in hand, right? Now, Dandelion's a good pull, Vandergrift's a good pull, Reynard's a good pull. You see what I mean? We're getting actually cards that are going to help us. We're getting our thin, and I actually don't mind at all. We're doing more damage to them than we're doing to us in any instance, right? We're actually helping ourselves. So that's that. I have a duel for removal. It's a knight, which is nice. We can increase the ceiling of the duel by triggering Grace of Knight Errant, right? Grace 9, give adjacent unit shield. Whenever they lose shield, boost self by 2. So if I pump a shield onto this and try to take down a big duel, I can intentionally take my shield off to get an extra 2 boost. So it feels really good in that way. This is why this kind of... I think this card's a bit safer than running Selkirk, right? Because you can give it Zeal if you play it on formation, so melee row, whereas with Selkirk you can't, so oftentimes it'll get answered, right? So there's that. To help with round 1 problems with tempo, I have Ring of Favor. Ring of Favor is also good for triggering Grace because we can get like a 15-17 point boost. And if we don't get the payoff, if they pass on us, then we'll just get another card out of deck and get the thinning aspect of things. So it's not all bad. I have Dandelion that you could play nice and early, right? Boost a unit in your deck by 2, cooldown 2, inspired at the end of your turn, boost the top unit in your deck by 1. So 2 points every other turn and 1 point per turn carryover with this card. We have carryover with Vandergrift getting resilience. We have carryover potentially with the Squires. So this deck plays good first round into later rounds. You know what I mean? We're setting up for something bigger and better later. We take a Quacks early. We take up Renfrey. You see what I mean? All this setup is something that's going to be working quite well. And don't get me wrong, these are actually things that opponents want to remove. Like, they want to get rid of Dandelion, they want to get rid of Vandergrift, they want to get rid of Reynard. And, you know, Something has to stick, right? Oftentimes, if these see the removal, then the Knight Errants can really carry. A lot of these Bronze Engines can really carry. Maybe Scenario sticks, you know what I mean? So it feels pretty good in that regard. I was a little bit skeptical about this card at first, but I noticed that it's just a nice card to have, because look at this. If I have 6 cards on the board, which shouldn't be difficult in around 3, right? We've got Grace 12, Order Boost, all boosted allied units by 6. They should all be boosted unless we're playing Skellige, right? In that event, I think we just lose that match anyways. So this card's playing for the 7 plus the 6 plus whatever. It's so like how many units we play. So if I'm playing like, you know, 5 or 6 units, right? We're getting the value there. It's not my favorite card, but it's justified, I think, for 8 provision. I've played worse cards for more. So I think it's doing what it's supposed to do. This one's pretty interesting. Took me a while to get it right, but it works out quite well. At the end of your turn, boost self by 1 for each adjacent boosted unit and damage self by 1 for each adjacent damaged unit. So double-edged sword, right? No pun intended. We got 2 units that we got to fit this between. They both have to be boosted. Okay, so we have ways to keep them boosted, right? Leader could be another example. Mad charge off scenario. There's lots of stuff. Gerhardt, you just got to make them boosted so that this works. Grace 9, give adjacent unit shield and infuse them with whenever this unit loses shield, boost by 2. So the shield is going to be good for keeping something like the Redanian from getting exposed if they chip the armor. It's going to be good for maybe holding the Squire if we're looking to hold it a bit longer. Maybe the Dandelion, you know, the Duel. Like, there's a lot of stuff. If we want to float Gerhardt to get a higher patience level, the shield could be quite beneficial, because at that point all they can do is lock it, and if they lock it we have a Peller. So it's all calculated, right? Again, just a couple boost cards. This could be an offensive Purify to get it around the defender so we could heatwave something. This could be a defensive Purify if they infuse us with something negative, or one of our key engines gets locked, and a lot of stuff like that. So that's why I have this here. Envoy is really good to play because we can determine what we're pulling with Envoy soon, you know, what we top deck. So Dandelion could be boosting something that we want opposed to something we don't. We don't want to be boosting stuff to Grace value in deck. So I just take Envoy, I put something I wouldn't mind going super tall with right at the top, and then we just get it going, right? If I'm moving something, let's say there's a Radovid's Royal Guard at the top. I boost this to 20 points. Like, who cares about Amphibious at that point, right? It just gets so much value that it's perfect. So there's that. Again, pretty simple deck, guys. I was surprised when this went 4-0 in Pro. Now, I played a lot of Knights today. I tried a lot of versions today, like I said, and I want to leave on a good note with this. 4-0 feels good to me, and I would feel inclined to come back to this and play it again because it was fun. Other versions I tried weren't fun, and I'm convinced that this is going to be the best version right now of Knights that you could possibly play in the game. Okay, like, I'm just gonna say it, like, this is the one. So if you want to try it, give us a try. It's a lot of fun, and I think, you know, the horse looks good with the Knights, you know what I mean? You could pretend that this is Irixquax, right? I don't know much about the lore with it, but they, yeah, kinda, without the horn. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into the games, guys, and there are going to be live games with commentary for reference, and if you enjoy the content that you see, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading every single day now. The upload times might be a little irregular because I'm trying to get these things up as soon as I finish them. So if it's up, you know, show some love, turn the notifications on, like I said, because the first week's going to be a little bit messy with the times, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or sooner with a new video. Alright, we got a hand buff coming up here first. Okay, a lot of good stuff here. Nice. 2 of these probably look like a lot, right? I like Quacks, and we'll hold on to this here, so then we're pulling into what? The Duel? It'd be nice to see Vandergrift. 2 mulligans left. Yeah, like, I don't want to pull the Duel necessarily, but it could just be important too. Let's see. Maybe that goes. Maybe that goes. I don't think there's really a benefit of playing anything. Yeah. Here. Just kind of hope that there's no heat wave, right? Okay.
I foresee victory for you.
At least it's a bit of a slow start up front, right? We want to boost up... Well, that's the top unit. That's not bad. We can just do a big carryover play. Whenever you play a unit, probably... First couple turns pretty expensive. I'm hoping that it pays off later. And Grace 12's not bad because we could just pump one boost into it somehow, right? This could be classic. Maybe it's nothing too serious. I'm not against actually just turning this engine off. Because we still have the Grace. If I'm going to do anything with Oniro here, I think it's gotta be Vandergrift, right? Maybe we let that be the next play. Okay, Renfri's gang, it's kind of simple what they're doing here, right? We'll boost it once so we can duel the turn-off so I can play it on melee. I think we could take this one first. So we're sitting at 9 points? Okay. That's not bad. Obviously with winches and all that, it's a bit better, but Dandelion just kind of... it works here. I think it's time. We got it. The interaction I don't like is this, though. Because formation doesn't click. It's like the only card in the deck that's kind of... Wait, what? Let's go.
I sense strong magic.
Alright, let's see what happens with Stockpile. It's like symmetrical. I want... Wow, we need like... that's something. Maybe 2's a little bit much. Because it is siege, right? This sits in a boiling oil territory right away. Which sucks, but I think this can go. Or we can do something here. Probably just jam. Now, if this is like your typical siege, which it looks like it is, we could just pull Mutagenerator here. Or not Mutagenerator, we could just pull, you know, Henselt.
Long live, etc., etc.
My top deck is that. Okay. Might as well just keep boosting our top. Literally, their card is a muta generator. Our card is a muta generator.
I'm an officer and a gentleman.
Except they don't like to, they're gonna want to push, you know? Do we need something? It's probably this.
Get thee behind me.
We get that 1 point per turn started. 2 points per turn dandelion. Just so we have it, right? Yeah.
Left, right, left, right.
Let's keep boosting that one there. I don't expect a heat wave. Let's get the formation started here. We can start fixing our deck a little bit. Just actually get more points. I believe they're going to play it down quite aggressively, you know? Okay.
Again and again.
Duel feels great. Here.
We saw their cities, delicate as if woven from the morning mist.
I can let it go to 6. 5's actually not bad too, because we can get a thunder. It's kind of just working out well. We're topping into like really good stuff here, so we'll just do it that way. Let's take an offensive smart play, I think. Because now they're not going to want to keep playing. I wasn't thinking about verification until it actually happened. Radovid now.
Checkmate.
They're getting 2 points per turn. We're getting 2 points per turn. If it's Night Vitality, I think we have to go with the Grace here because this is it's gonna tick, right? Let's get the carryover. And Oniro to the top's really good because obviously we want to keep boosting the duel and this. It's a shame. I'd say that we got pretty good value from it, right? And we denied... I'm surprised that that's the top provision card in their deck, really. I was expecting a lot of those, but... You know how thirsty I am to click both of these? I don't think I'm supposed to. To me, it feels like we have to jam, but at the end, I don't know. It's kind of a big deal. Let's see. There's that. There's that. Maybe we just play the long round, guys. I could go and take... I could try and take Resilience.
What has that witch done?
Three points of carryover. Let's go. Wait, what? I'm not sure why this is here. Okay, so far, I think we greeted the first round a little bit, but we've got like some good stuff left. We got scenario and all that. Like, that's probably the only thing we pull, right? Squire is good too. They did use a boiling. Will they use 2? I don't know. Okay. Actually, we're pulling that with that. So we have the whole deck. Let's heatwave this first. It's going to be hard to keep stuff boosted.
Longsword, backsword.
Summon, so you don't really want to summon this, you know, it's deploy. What? They're rocking a hybrid?
My sword is mighty. Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Nothing for Grace here. This, like, both of these feel horrible to have in hand. Especially against this, you know? Henselt's gonna be for pride, it's gonna be for leader.
Fight for it.
They're just gonna wipe it down, yeah. So we'd have to duel it if we want to actually survive here, or try to survive here. Because I'm guessing they'd probably have, like, winches and stuff at this point.
On guard! A duel! To a duel I challenge thee! Jail!
Let's keep that going. Boost all boosted, sad. At least I could just use it on order. Okay, I see a line here. I'm going to take it.
For the Queen!
Army's a waste of time for one.
It's still possible. We still have Grace.
Feel my cura.
Wait. Let's hit it right now with Grace. And then Grace 9. Wait. There we go. Let's go. There's no way. If I win this, it's going to be a miracle. What's the Grace on this? Ah, just a bad card to have at this point. The shield did so good for us because the bombardment came in. I think we win this game. 3. It plays into boiling. 2 bombardments, 1 boiling. If Grace is triggered, we have no more Grace. Let's boost it. Yo, I think I actually win. No way. No way. We could take formation, or we could just play it here. We play it here, we get the boost off that, so I'm in. Take your pick.
No audiences.
Holy. Okay, so Force of Nature. Potentially Renfrey Force of Nature. We're on a red coin, which is kind of nice. So what are we going to do? Probably take away the Purify for now. Like, 2 of these feels kind of weird. Maybe we go scenario round 1 to stay in it. That could be a play, you know? I think I'm going to put this back because it's kind of expensive. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think scenario round 1, because look at all the golds we missed. So we can thin out by taking it that way. It could just be pretty good. And this confirms my suspicions here. If it's Devotion, yeah, come on, we know what it is. We want engines because we want the long round play. If it's a Knight, infuse it. I think we want to infuse something though. I'm torn between the two. I think we just go and take this one. It's a great card. What are the odds they have Toad Prince or Striga?
No audiences. Just down today.
So I think the plan here is to start off like this, and then we go and we can put this in the middle. If they're doing Thrive though, we haven't seen any Thrive stuff come down. It's been a lot of point slams and thins and stuff like that, so maybe they're looking to get the cards and they'll do a Thrive round after. Maxi, okay. 27. They're looking to pass on me, I'm sure. Let's hit that here. Let's boost that so then it starts going both. We need that tempo soon. This is not bad for it though. Like when we put Damsel down and then we get the Grace next turn, yeah, it's kind of a big deal. Is there an easier way to do it though? I think, yeah, this will be enough even without a death blow.
For a great Redania, from the mountains to the sea.
Good on them, but it's too bad we couldn't get it started quicker. For a scenario, it was kind of slow. I just got to pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got to find a way to get this Renfrey out of the way. Take that. Probably this for now. Jeez. Like, everything that she could miss. How do we do in a long round? Let's take Dandelion here. It might actually provoke a big play, and it'll give me some information as to what's on top of the deck. But like missing Vandergrift, missing Iroquois, like both bad news. And then at this point we could play something like Vile and just go from there. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so it's one of these. Grace 12 boost, all boosted.
We must trust each other.
If the leader resets itself, we'll take it. Three, there's 2, 1, okay. It's gotta be this.
Valyria and Rivia!
I feel like we're gonna get away with it. So it's counter 1. We boost it with Mad Charge. We duel it out. And then we can bump these to Grace with this after we take Grace for this. I don't think they have an answer to it. It's the cat, okay. Sure. Get this out of the way. Hopefully it wasn't a finesse, you know? If I go 2 leaders, we've got Knight Errant 9, 5. Okay. This is pretty big, though.
They're surprisingly clean creatures, as it happens.
21's not saying a lot. They replay that for 6. They're still not getting the proc. Will they go take leader here? I think at this point we just have to play cards. Let's say...
I'm never short on stamina.
And then this is Grace 9. Two, 2. We stay in it long enough for getting the... I maybe could have waited with this, though. Carryover's at 12, so 8 points carryover there. This goes to... just keep replaying the damn thing. They've got a brick. This is so uncomfortable.
Long live acceptance.
It's just like, I know they have bricks, so it feels like I should, I need to play it. You know what I mean? One point per turn.
Boss doesn't like you.
Let's take a little more here. This 2. Grace 8 boost. So we go with this. Oh my. That's probably as far as we go. Wow. Take your Ren free. At least we got the bricks. The bricks in the first leader, right? And we saved the heat wave. Got the 17-point Royal Guard carryover. I don't know. If there's a chance that we win, it's right now. I got last say. Osril. Kind of nuts. Let's see. Where are the good cards? This never happens. Oh, man. We're playing the deck with, like, less than 100 provisions. Like, all this happened from these cards, so they're doing what they need to do. So if you guys are thinking, well, they bricked this, like, we missed everything. And I just threw 2 boost here thinking I'd actually get it. I think what I'm supposed to do is play this card. Well, it all depends on what they roll, actually. Like, I might have to take, like, the no unit approach. What's it gonna be? Boost it to 10. It's the Triss. What? They're gonna get 2 stratagems? This is crazy, man. Hopefully they have no Death Wish stuff and it does nothing. And then range will be neutral. Neutral could be like 4 or 5 points. Actually, that's one of the worst ones you can get at this point. $18 points. I don't have to worry about it. I can greed the Radovid now, because unless they have Geralt, I don't even know if I want to chance it. Wait, spawn your stratagem, so they get either or. Ah. I thought your would just mean monsters, right? Something's getting boosted by 10. Let's see here.
For Redania! For its glory!
They're gonna do a really good job, I'm certain, of splitting up the damage. Or the boost, rather. I just hope they have no control.
Have you seen my meat?
Wow, okay. Look, 10 points plus the thrive. I have to wait. I have to greet it. If I don't greet it, I lose. If they have Geralt, we lose. I can't even, like... I'm so anxious right now. Just play the card. Like, look. If I beat it, it's with a bronze-only deck almost. Like... Why are they... They're holding the suspense? And it's driving me nuts. Maybe it's Yurden. And they're just trying to be extra... Okay. I'm gonna heat wave this. Yeah. Wait, what? Here, just... Pow. Let's go! With all these golds gone. And we got Hidden Cash coming up here next.
Ardently so.
So... Starts off a little slow. If I'm gonna play that, then... The Dandelion's gonna come out, right? We seem to, like, draw everything gold. Saul's kind of a big deal here.
What can I say?
Oniro into Heatwave if I have to. Problem is that they take off at 3 points per turn, and I'm just like left in the dust. So I want to figure out what kind of deck they have and play around that, you know? Dandelion's good though. Yeah, Dandelion's good. And if we're gonna quacks, we might as well quacks round 1. Right. Like at least we see something like that. Sure.
You'll suffer the consequences of your foolishness.
Take Philip on it too.
Longsword,
We gotta play a couple turns, right?
arming sword, bastard sword.
They're gonna get that, but
Hey ho, Popo.
what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna play Vandergrift after I click, like before and then click, and then we can focus on getting Resilience 2 in round 2.
How about this one?
I just had to let the cat out. Let me know if you could hear her in the background earlier. Shady Vendor into the poison. So they're gonna play another card. Yeah, we saw a lot of points. Look, Philippa, Saul, Flinders crew, right? Mad charge for that on the pass. I think they're going to play in a little. Summon from deck's going to be for one of these, I would imagine. Or one of those. Pretty much have everything we need. Peller might be good here. Passiflora.
Looks like some light reading.
So many engines to deal with. They're just like, forget it. I got 2 scenarios. They're not bonded yet. I don't think that this is the heat wave, guys. There's going to be a better heat wave. They might be trying to trade Passy for Damsel and then just go about it that way, but who knows.
Enjoy it.
If I'm gonna take, it's probably gonna be that.
Company, forward march!
Psh.
For king and country!
It's painful, but we get our card back. I'm glad we didn't put up with this. That's fine. I'll take the resilience on that and just hope that they don't have poison. I mean, it's not like it keeps the boost anyways, but... Could take Peller, maybe. It's maybe an Onero. We'll see. Envoy means nothing at this point.
My liege.
I think what I'm supposed to do is go take Onero.
Control the docks. Control the city.
Let's heatwave that one. Yeah, we'll go in for the Redanian Knight. So they do have it. Makes sense to progress the scenario. Okay. Here.
Best give up now!
6.
What's that? You found another goal.
I
Let
never
that
saw
sit for a minute.
on stamina.
What do you think, dearest? It matches your eyes.
This townsfolk's deadly.
Valyria and Rivia!
I think that's what I'm supposed to do. And then this is Grace 9. We'll take. If they have the space and time to take an Igor, we're in so much trouble. So I got to get rid of the townsfolk like ASAP. Like this turn here. And let the shield break for the boost. Definitely this one now. Disgrace 4, we'll wait. Jeez. So they had something like this. That's expensive.
Slow, ain't ya?
They could have Morils, but I don't think they fit 2 scenarios. Philippa, stuff like this, and then, you know, Junior and all that.
You base your contention on erroneous assumptions.
I'll take Mad Charge because the 2.
Long live the king!
3 cards, and they're down quite a bit. Devotion, so we don't have to worry about some weird stuff. The brick, I didn't even notice. That's good. We don't have to worry about Grace too much. Let's just keep this alive. We might win 4 in a row. This could be the 4th in a row. We lost all stream for 4 hours, so I'm really excited about this.
One man's battlefield is another man's ripe patch for harvest.
The life of a source isn't a bed of roses.
It's got to be just the big points, right? Big points. $14. Yeah, we'll split it up a little bit. 40 points, can they do it? 43 points in 1 turn. No scenario.
Love to hear it back from this.
How they fit all that in a deck, I have no idea.